Hello everyone. Let's start these games. Send me challenge if you want to play. Okay, let's start with Sicilian defense. Yes, thank you for coming, bro. How are you? If you want to play, say me about that, okay? Let's bring bishop and take this. I don't know if this gonna work because g7 is hang. Okay, let's do this. e5, knight d5, yes? That's not a really cool position for my knight. So castle bishop h6. Yes? What should I do to protect g7? I'm good, you stream at good time, really, you stream at 2 p.m. for me. 2 p.m.? Yes, that's 3 p.m. for me. Where are you from? Okay, check, and if bishop back I can castle, I'm wondering that. I would like to bring the rook. I think my king is safe just in middle. And if I somehow can castle on short side, like his all pieces just can go here, and you know, g7 weakness for me. Kuwait? I didn't know that. Really cool. Do you like your country? His pieces are doing great job on king side, and on queen side there is only one piece just. The rook isn't enough to defend from all that attacks. Okay, let's take the pawn while he's sacrificed. Try removing the black bishop. Yes, I could, but is it needed to me? But how can I do that even? Yes, I can remove and castle, but after castle, if he brings his bishop there, just g7 should be weakness. I don't know, I can remove the bishop or not. I don't like my country, I love it. Yes, really. Really great that everyone loves their country. Rook d1, I believe. Rook d2 should be great, but you know bishop is protecting. But I would like to stay there. Okay, my king is safe, but the only reason I can't bring the rook. That's the problem. Yes, dark squares are weakness for me somehow. Can I trade the rooks, or I don't need that? Okay, my rook on j8 isn't doing anything. After this trade, queen d3 can't happen. If queen d3, d7 should be under attack. I'm just trying to protect, but bishop c8 and some moves. I think I have really good light squares, which I can't say about dark squares. So from light squares I can protect that dark squares, I believe. I was thinking queen 2d2, but opponent saw that. Yes. He's trying mate from b8, yes? What if queen back? Even bishop c4 somehow could be move. Okay, what's happened? Okay, b8 is protecting. And what should I play? I would like to bring the rook, but somehow now I can't. Probably we need some pieces straight, because you know that will save my position. His rooks are great and his all pieces are great here. Bishop d8, queen for example c8, and e7 should be unprotected. What if I sacrifice a pawn, bishop takes? Sacrifice upon bishop takes. Okay. If I take are there bots watching because no one chatting? I don't know. I don't think that. I didn't anything for that, but I can't know. K7 is under attack. I believe C5 or... Okay, Queen B8, but Queen C8 should be only move, because if I take Rook takes, I will get mate there. Well, Rook B8 is coming. I'm wondering something here, if it didn't happen, just... Can I trick him? I believe I can't. Okay, if anyone wants to play, send me challenge. I throw away this game just so bad. I could even send him rematch, let's see if he can accept or not. We played very bad this game, just... I didn't need to open that dark squares. Okay, let's play Vienna game here. Knight f3, d4, that's the idea, right? I could play blitz. Yes, we can, bro. After this, send me challenge. Be sure everything okay? Well, I would like to go e5 and open this e-file here. Like this, okay? But first let's take this pawn. Kick the bishop and we will see. And Queen g3, I would like to go there just because bishop is hitting h6. I can try to use these very bad dark squares for him. His pawns are hanging just. e5, if I trade, d-file should be open. Probably I need to bring the rook and, you know, that d-file. Okay, I get out from this pin because now I can move the knight. Okay, let's take with the knight, and I opened my bishop's way. Take with a bishop, pawn, but pawn takes, just queens will be traded. f6 can't work, probably bishop f6. Yes, he saw that move. If he takes, rook takes, and I will bring another rook. Before that, we can even bring the knight, pressure this and force him to take. After he takes, we will win a tempo because his bishop should be under attack, and my figures see how forward they are. Why do you play 3 minutes instead of 5 minutes? 5 minutes, it seems too long, I don't know. Well, rook e1 or f1. I can bring this on king side or even just have this e-file. And rook e7 and some ideas should be unstoppable. His queenside pawns aren't protected, so that's another crazy idea can be. He defending the bishop, but have I anything there or not? Is he sacrificing a pawn or... Okay, I believe that shouldn't be bad for me. I would like to bring the rook and then take, but anyway. I'm giving a tempo like this to him, but I'm up a pawn and knight d6. I will try to pressure f7 here. But every game you play, it's always under 10 seconds. 10 seconds? How? I am thinking so much or what? Here rook takes. I can trade my queen for two rooks. Am I needed or not? I mean, his rooks are crazy good, and even I can do that, but can this be tricky? I mean, like at the end game. Yes, I am not letting time for my end games. Okay, let's trade our queen for his two rooks there. I'm not like 100% that should be good for me, but let's try. Because his rooks are very active. Also the queen, so he has really good chances to create some attacks in my position. We can take, but wait, if I take c8, take the queen and he can check and take the rook. Okay, am I missed that or not? Yes, for sure, because take and queen d4, my rook should be lost there. I mean 5 plus 5, 10 and... yes. I understand. Okay, I think we can pressure here, and also his rook is under attack. He's losing a rook or not? I believe there's just a trade with two pieces and also the rook, yes? Okay, that's very tricky because knight f8 if he tries to protect this back rank. So, can I make trouble for him like this or not? I would like to go f6 to protect e8, but you know that's a pin. If I were black, for sure. But that's very tricky position. Hey, will you do something if I ask you after this? No, bro. I am free. If push is upon, it's over. Yes, I will take the king on g8, right? Okay, I'm attacking on the rook. His bishop isn't attacking, that's... in that squares it isn't doing anything. But you know, that's very defensive, f7 is overprotected. And so on. I am wondering some sacrifice the rook and king h7. Okay, I blundered. Hey, will you do something if I ask you after this game? You mean you want to play? I was going to ask about chess. Okay, no problem. I thought you want to play. Okay, ask something. If question, not a problem. Vienna Gambit one more time. Okay, he's only 1500, but you know d5 isn't move that anyone will play here. Knight takes, pawn takes on e5, that's everything playing like that. That's Gambit against Vienna Gambit, you know. Knight takes. Okay, we can just trade and he will have just open d file, e file, I will have e file and f file. So the good thing is that I would have this central pawn, which is always good. Okay, bishop here and so on. About our game, I think that's just a simple activity. I don't need to say about that something because I haven't any words about that, you know. That's very simple position where we activated our pieces, and we will see how middle game will be. And after we will play end game or middle game. I will say it for sure, but I'm gonna say that your last move, last 2 or 3 moves, that was mistake because I took a central pawn from you. I took a central pawn from you, you know, that's... you needed to see 3 or 4 moves forward, because I calculated this and you missed it. You know? Tomorrow or after 2 days, just my microphone should be okay. I will have new camera, new microphone, how I say it. I would like to bring the knight because f4 just I'm attacking with 2 pieces and also his bishop isn't defending. After this trade my e5 pawn should be, I believe, isolated, but you know f4 should be under attack and the bishop, there is so much pieces that hang. Okay, let's take the bishop because our queen was under attack too. What I'm thinking to do knight maneuver to fork your rooks. Is that can be or not? Am I miss anything? How you can do that? Well, I will see. Okay, thank you for reminding for that. Queen g4, right? And then bishop h6. Bishop h6, g7 should be under attack, and you know, the rook is gonna drop, and knight b6, I think. We will play after this. Not too many requests today, I think. Yes, we will play after this. We can take his pawn should be isolated. What should we do? I would like to bring the bishop here. Just... if I take his e6 pawn will be very weak, but... I believe what if I bring the rook? If after queen trade, knight f6 can happen. Okay, let's create weakness for him. Bring the bishop out, attack on c7. Seth makes videos. Let's play with one game with new e5 and then with you, okay? Can it be? Let's pressure this e6. That's isolated and weak pawn. If I take that and get that 7th rank, should be okay position. We can even trade if we bring the bishop on d6 or somehow it removes from here. Yes, why not? We are down a pawn, but you know my bishop is doing a great job. You can play with him. First I will wait. Yes, it's not problem, I don't mind. Okay, with whom I'm gonna play? I don't know. You are very good people. Here's just his knight on d5 will do great job. But you know, you need to centralize your king. How can I? And also I need to disturb his king from centralizing. Your gambit. With which piece you want to play your gambit? Can I play against you? Yes, you can, bro. Find me on chess.com and send me challenge. Knight f4? I believe yes, because g3 I am trying to go g4 and g5. g4, g5, just kick the knight from here. I play with black. Okay, what are you trying? Elephant gambit, probably. g5, let's do that and open this file. If I somehow open and, rook f1, if I get this f file, just, that should be at least winning for me. The someone like yesterday, I play with black, yes? But how you are saying I disturb you from what you trying to do? Okay, thank you very much, New F5. I forgot your name for sure. No double knight defense with the Italian. Ah, okay, you said that yesterday. Okay, I will let you do that. His king isn't doing very much, but I think that's the right time to trade this. Just his queenside pawns are hanging. Okay, b2 is hang, but doesn't mean after take I'm defending. That's okay, right? Let's be sure we are not getting made. And what was that? Mouse click or something else? Just I'm gonna say 1500 rated players are playing really good opening and middle game, but when we are speaking about end game, they can't play so well. Rishabh. You will remember if we play regularly. Okay, Rishabh. Well, who wants send me challenge? CLN and let's play. I'm waiting for challenge. Let's wait 2 seconds and play. Everyone can reach Hausen Elo, I'm gonna say. Okay, that's our position. Fork the rook, yes? Yes, and you are going to take pawn back here. How can I defend? Just very regular position, but your pawn structure isn't that much good, I'm gonna say. What if king d8? Is this only move to defend? Or even rook b8 can work. Rook b8, okay, a7 will be under attack. King d8 probably. Okay, Todd fx, how you say? Rishabh. Yes, you could send me blitz, but anyway. Okay, let's play. That's why I gave up pawn. Really good, I thought that you will gonna miss that, but you didn't. Okay, 6 c5. Or which else should we play? Because Ribachals is trying to have this knight e5, just let's protect it. And then we take bishop d6, why not? Yes, bishop d6 if he takes, I will take with a pawn that's not double punch, just e5 and that should be very okay position. Center should be mine here. And also because c5 should be open, I will bring the rook and queen b6, everything can happen. And also knight h5 because the queen isn't protected. And I will try to take the bishop, but if bishop g3, after this trade it opens h5 for his rook. That's, I don't know if I need that or not. Is that bishop on f4 worth for it or not? That's really big question. Okay, he can take and I will pressure e5 here. Bishop g3 I won't take, his pawns should be double, but open file here. Let's wait what he will gonna play here. Everything can be. Even knight e5, bishop back. Bishop g5 if he wants trade, if not, just he can even let his bishop on f4 and after this trade g4, g5. I like that position somehow, that's working, but that's really aggressive and your pawn structure on center isn't that much good. But you're pressuring king side. But because I didn't castle on king side, probably I can bring the pieces out and queenside castle. Yes. Thank you for that. C5, I'm trying to take the bishop, or if it's not knight d4, just from knight d4, that's my position should be great. Just I'm trying to centralize my pieces there, and the knights also should be forward. Yes, he can even try to take, and we don't need even to worry about c5. Queen takes, and that's all. We are kicking bishop back, and e4, just I will push that pawns. And if it's not, you know, everything should be great here. Well, c4 I can even kick the bishop, but you know, c5 weakness and so on. But if he takes c5, I will bring the knight. I would be happy here, match that. Then if I take, just you can even take with the knight, because c3 takes d4. I don't know. Isolated pawn, but if he can defend it, it should be great from him. Let's open our queenside. Rook b8 can be moved, or even f4 is a weakness for him. What if queen d6? Queen d6, g3, and if I bring the bishop, if try to open this diagonal and his bishop isn't protected somehow, can I get activity here? But is there any move that can protect f4? I think g3 is only one. Okay, really great move, I can't say anything. Now d4 is a little bit weakness for him. I would like to pressure there. Somehow I can't. Queen b6 probably, but he would have enough time to defend. Okay, let's go there. I don't want to take the knight because you know he will undouble his pawns there. And even c4. But c4, his position should be great. He's trying to work on center or even kingside if he can. But if I block that, you know, how can I? What should I do from that pawns? Take. Oh, mon boy Abdullayev, hello bro. Do you want to play? Let's go rook c8 and if h5 somehow. Now he can't, but anyway. That Mick has beef with you, brother. Yes, how I said, tomorrow or 2 days later I will have great microphone. That's I'm using my pawn, you know. I would like to break also the center. Somehow if I can just double the rooks, and after that I'm not sure. Really great move if even he's not taken. I'm not taken. If he take, just e6 will be little bit weakness. Can we go h6 because even knight can pressure there? Yes, that's why. Yes, somehow after this trade and knight g5 he can take this pawn on e6. So let's defend. We haven't enough forces to break this d4 here. But c4? c4 take or wait, or b4 even. b4 trade. I will have open c file, but I believe double rooks and then b4 to open this, because he can go rook c1 and have some trade here. But if I have double rooks, that should be much difficult for that. Let's wait how he will gonna play here. I don't think that's a 700 brother. No, I know him, he's playing very well. The only thing that somehow he's playing a little bit uncareful. That's why he's losing so much games, otherwise he will be rating like me. Okay, we can even bring the knight back, trade and take with a king, yes. Because I don't have enough time to bring the rook on 7th rank one more time and then c7. Or I don't know if he pressured my position much. Probably I need to just defend, not attack on center or this side here. Luis Garcel, hello bro. Do you want to play? Knight takes, pawn takes, knight d7. Or even he will take with the knight, but I will be much happier about that. But isn't he thinking for so long? No problem. No problem about that. Rook c7, and we will do what we thought. I will trade the pawns, and you know, c file should be mine. That's, I will say, will be the only open file, and I need to have that. Okay, and somehow his d4 isn't protected. I could even take or not. Okay, bishop h7 can't be checked, but somehow they can, you know. After these trades, my queen should be unprotected, and be sure your opponent can't have any open check in your position. Okay, take bishop h7. Well, we have great position on the center, and he has really great position on my king side. But my knight is protecting very much on h7 and g4 from queening to go there and so on. I don't know, probably I played with very much in this stream with Blitz, probably that's why. Well, we can trade and have this, but you know, we can't take d4. Or we can't take with a queen. Okay, he took. Really good, how can we take? Let's take with a rook, because queen is guarding e6. If he doubles his queen and rook and attack on there, that should be really hard for defend. d4 takes. d4 takes, sacrifice a pawn, but you know that should be temporary. d4 takes, rook d5, I will have two attackers. He can only defend with knight f3. But what after that? I don't know. Rook back. Or I would like to go knight g4, and then you know my queen is hitting on f2, and that's weakness for him for sure. Or queen d6. I believe queen d6, and if he escapes with the knight g4 actually. Everything should be greater. Well, we have queen back to c2, he went from there, and that's lose the move or not? Like, I'm not sure. Let's see what will happen here. His knight is protecting, what if d4? Yes, d4 and his queen should be under attack if he takes, but actually I'm pressuring the knight. So if he escapes the knight, we can take the pawns, and well, how I say it, he's playing really good, but one or two moves he's not calculating, and that's why he's losing. Who is better, Magnus Carlsen or Bobby Fischer or Mikhail Tal? I think Mikhail Tal is just disturbing GMs for concentrating. He's doing so much sacrifices, which they are thinking, maybe I'm wrong, maybe not they are thinking, why he did it, I miscalculated that, and so on things. And that even happened with one when he played against Botvinnik. Botvinnik was a world champion, but Mikhail Tal sacrifices too much, and when Botvinnik saw that Mikhail Tal is sacrificing just like blunder, like Botvinnik can get out from there, and he understands that even Mikhail Tal can't realize some his blunders, some his brilliant moves. That's why I won't say Mikhail Tal, but yes, he was great at that time. Bobby Fischer was great in his area, just he was up from Mikhail Tal, I will say 180 rating. But I'm gonna say Magnus probably is the best, but Bobby Fischer was legend. I think also Kasparov got a sacrifice by Mikhail Tal. Really? Yes, everything can happen. He was sacrificing king. Okay, and what I'm up? A figure, right? 2 figures, but I don't like to trade pieces. Like I can, that should be a right idea, because in the dead game that should be winning for me. But his king side is pressured so much. What he played queen, he needs to bring his queen on g3 to protect his king side, because he knows my pieces are working there so much. I'm not sure. You're not sure? I'm not sure too. I think Mikhail Tal was before Kasparov played chess. Is that like that or not? Well, we have French-Sicilian defense here. Bring the knights. You need to just simply bringing your pieces out. A wise man once said, if there a check, then there will be made. Really great, I didn't knew that. And people accuse me of cheating. No one accuse you. Well, let's be sure you won't get this pin. Okay, he get out from there. Let's create this pin. And actually I can take d4 and then with the knight. His knight should be traded and his king side should be destroyed. Okay, now that can't happen. Or probably after I will take this pawn, my knight should be lost. Hi there, I'm back from yesterday. I'm happy to see you are back, bro. How's your day going? Okay, g4, really aggressive move. If I play like a little bit, I read it, I will afraid to play that, but he played probably right, because he get out from this pin, which should be even trickier. He only played like 13-50, and that's very good. You analyzed that game? Yes, that should be crazy. I think he played much stronger. It's been good. You? Yes, I'm good too, bro. Thank you. Let's attack on the queen and bishop b4. Yes? That's pinned. Can I take and... I would like to bring my knight on e5. But if he have trouble, he will take the knight just Could I play after your game? Yes. Next one with you. Knight g5 isn't a mistake. Don't say that to me. That's pinned, and if queen takes, just queen takes. What is that? That's a little bit unclear, but that should be winning or... Not sure, but I am gonna say my position is great here. Queen d6 and d4 is overpressured. You know, he has only 2 defenders. We won't count his knight there. If I take the knight, he has to take with a king. Okay, now not. I could even take and play queen h2. Just, he can't go back. You see, all that should be defended. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. I can take, but his bishop should be great, but... Can I take this? Or h5, a5, I think f5. I would be happy if I open this f file for my rook. On analysis I have 18, 50, 75%, you have 19. Yes, we played almost like you. I played like you. Very great game was. Well, let's have this. Here takes queen f6 because I'm pressuring f2 pawn, which isn't just a pawn, that's all that kings have to defend. That's great. Well, and how I wondered so much. Finally, this pawn is hang. Takes, knight f3, I will force bishop trade, and you know, because that's defending g4. I'm already subscribed. Yes, I know. Thank you for that. Wait, if I take, he will jump with his knight with a tempo. I don't let him do that. His position is closed. I don't want to open that even with a take a pawn or something. We can't get trade or... Okay, but really I don't want that. Let's pin and queen, knight f3 check. Can it work or not? My time is running so badly. Oh, my time. Wait a minute. There weren't +2 seconds in every move? Oh my god. I thought there were. Okay, very bad. Just I thought I have +2 seconds. If not, I would have that pre-moves. Yes, I didn't count the time because in every game I'm playing +2. Like 3 +2, 5 +2, I recommend that. Okay, bro, find me on chess.com and send me challenge. Beneguri. I will play with you for sure. Well, Scandinavian defense here. Bishop c4 and, you know, knight g5, that should be tricky. Bishop a6 isn't great move, don't play that. You are weakening your king side, and even these pawns aren't doing anything. e6 is hanged so badly that I'm attacking on e6 and then f7 is hang. Just, let's hang the rook. I would like to have a white bishop and, you know, some pinning ideas. He spent 20 seconds and he's already, I will say, a little bit losing. Or can he get out from this? Bro, you have enough time, think a little bit more. Let's take and... Okay, d4 isn't hanging. And he has also 2 squares that he can save the rook, I believe, rook d7. Because knight b5 if rook d6. Okay, my knight is protected. And what if bishop f5? Just I will pressure c7. And d5? Well, why sacrifice that? Can we play more? I will sending please. Only maybe 5 minutes max. Yes, bro, we will play. Okay, how can I bring this? He's forcing me back, so he's doing right. Because my knight can be trickier, also I'm wondering d5, kick the knight on c6, and you know a7 should be hang. Let's attack and also defend the rook. Can we play 5+1 later, please? Yes, we can. Kian Dohi. Hello, bro. Do you want to play? I can kick the knight, but actually this pawn is hang. And if he takes that, my rook should be hang. What should I do? How can I defend this pawn? Or even that's not me. That's not need me, or I don't know. Can we play 3 min? Yes, we can, no problem. I believe rook e1, rook e5. Knight e4, but why? Knight e4 I don't believe isn't doing anything. Just trade and d5 should be hang one more time. I can't see the board. Why? Yes, trade and trade the queens. I'm up exchange here, I can get that. Just his position is very good protectively, but you know his kingside is closed very bad. Let's pin and somehow we will try to use that. Actually his knight can't jump, which I'm happy to see. And where is the knight? c3? Knight c3, bishop g5. I can get these trades. My position is really good here. Okay, don't say I'm blundering. No problem. I know you don't do it, but ask people to like and subscribe, because I come earlier when I forget. It will be good for channel. Not a problem. Who wants to like, he will like. Who don't want, I don't force them. But yes, that should be good if they do. Well, the knight is defending d1, but somehow we need to push that pawn forward. Yes, he's trying to take the knight. Take the knight, or even... No, force it to go back and try to mate from d1. Everything can happen. And b5... I don't get the move. You blundered your h8 rook in daily game. How? Let's go b5. Okay, after this I will see that game. Here b6. Okay, not. His knight is going back, that's why he didn't need to play a5. Asheson Todust. Hello, bro. We are a little bit trouble if he takes the knight, the pawn. Okay, his rook is hang. But if somehow he takes, you know, pin, and probably he will lose that. Did you make a passed pawn on b5? I will say on a3. But sure, if I play a6 somehow, and if he takes, my b5 pawn should be passed. I can explain like that. h3 or h4, somehow I'm trying to push that pawn forward, or even I can bring the king, or there is some figures that can be tricky. So also the knights are very tricky. Can I trick him and take the knight rook c1? Here, his knight will be trapped on a3. Are you playing a sub? Yes, I'm playing with everyone. Who wants? And his rook is hanged, but mine is too. Rook c1, I believe. That's probably he blundered that. His knight and rook is under attack. Rook d2 can't work. Or he could back rank. Yes, he can, but... Okay, I forgot. Even if he moves the rook, just I can't take the knight. Probably that was the idea. But how you said, I have really good pawns there. c6. Okay, really great, I can't take. I forgot about that. And even a3 is hang. Well, I don't know that. I don't have that bot Ahmed Hamdan. And even I don't know how can I add that. When you're safe, play h3 to prevent backreg. Yes. Really good idea from you. But my a3 is under attack, but if he plays a3, his knight should be under attack, or... No, I'm not sure. Okay, my 2 pawns were hang. How can I defend that? Don't know how to make arena. Probably if I want to know, I will know, why not? But now I don't know. c4 is hang. If I push, b5 should be hang. There is no increment time, so we can even try to trick him. I believe that should be his weak spot. What if he takes with the knight? Can I use that pin somehow? Bishop b6, kick the rook somehow. If he takes with the rook, we can't do anything. Is that person truly 390? Yes, he's my follower, I know him so much time. But he's playing crazy good just. Bishop b6. Yes, I played that, thank you for that. Rook just if back. Okay, he's not even going there. If he tries to protect the right, because now his knight is under attack, which he missed. Okay, he's 390 because he's blundering this time pressure. That's his weakness. We found his weakness. He's gonna lose on time. Ezra 99 Miller, yes. He could lose on time, but he hangs that figure. The rook, but he played great. I can't say anything. We are pre-moving so good. See, that's gonna work. Okay, didn't play. Anyway. He was doing so well too. Yes, he did really great job. I won gold at my province. That's his nickname. Bro, you played well. Don't mind. I was in trouble, you know. Bishop g7. Okay, I can try to open this bishop somehow. Next time I'm playing rapid. Kiandok, yes. Next one with you. 5+1. Okay, you say that. If you wait until I will finish with Kiandokri, yes? Next one with you. And Seth makes videos. Can you send Blitz, please? You see, very much player wants to play. I would like to take with the knight d4. Should be okay. If I take, I don't know, probably e5, e4 can be moved, which we need to see. Okay, but it happens. Or we can pressure d5, but I would like even to bring the bishop on f5, knight h4. He will force me to take or not. I mean tomorrow, like when you first start the stream, not now or today. Ah, yes, we will play that sometime when I was free. Can we say that? Okay, bishop f4, bishop f5, I can't go, he played great, just defending this. That should be really great, but actually on queenside, and on queenside my bishop is active. Rook a8. I would like to have some central squares that I can jump with my pieces. That's a little bit unclear, how can I? Because e4 is over defended. d5 too. What if I bring the rook on c5, or he can kick that, or not? Okay, e5, let's see that. Very good protected, otherwise push, and can he make a trouble? e5 takes, okay, I'm overprotecting because after pawn takes, you know, his d5 pawn should be passed there. I understand you said makes videos. Also, I played very much Rapid before these streams. I believe Rapid is more helpful than the Blitz. Well, I can push that or even try to open this A file. Would everyone be down if he made an arena? Ah, you want to be made arena. Okay, I will see how can I do that. Really interesting idea that I forgot about that. When I was a small content creator, like, I'm not saying I'm very small or very huge, but I thought I can do that. But I didn't realize that's the right time. Thank you for remaining about that. My opponent over pressure e5, and somehow we can push it. But I'm afraid from his d-pawn. That should be passed there. Before, but I'm counter-attacking on queenside. Can he beat Magnus? I don't think, just I would like to try, but I don't think no. Yes or no. Probably if we play 1000 one game can I make a draw or something. I don't know. But he plays really good in every situation, even he was drunk. Yes, I believe I can. 0.01. Just there is zero chance because I reached 2200 as my rapid rating. Please say 0.01. I should be much happier. Okay, let's take. I don't know why he sacrificed the pawn there. Probably for take on d6. Let's trade and rook d8. Trade here, right? 0.001. They are just too good. Yes, I know. Oh, Jinxie is on my channel. Good photographic memory, it's so hard to beat him. With you, who mean you? Take, if he takes the rook, just, I don't know. f6 is hang. He can take with a check and then the rook because the knight is guarding the rook. But you are winning, just look at those two passed pawns. Yes, I know, but if he takes, just, that should be isolated pawns. Knight where? We can trade the rooks and I will try to bring my rook forward on from d-file. Let's try to do that. But your pawn is already so close to the end. Yes, we are equal when we are speaking about pawns, but I don't know. The good move will be after he will take the knight because my pawns should be very weak. Just if I break the rook on a8 and pressure a3, that actually can be great. If I sacrifice the knight, the rook will be undefended. Yes, I will do that. Okay, let's take the rook. But I have two pawns there. This is still a win, maybe not anymore. I think you had rook takes c5, that should be same thing. I shouldn't be upper material or even equal. Anyway, these pawns are great, I believe. c3 should be major threat. We don't have plus time here and that's really good. I think I'm good from pre-moves. Or even some fast play like bullet. Don't know why I sacrificed, but anyway. Okay. You see? Very bad, just... I had only 3 seconds. What should I do? Okay, he took at last moment. That was great there. Well, who wants to play? The idea is after he takes your rook on 8 rank, just you attack his bishop and then start pushing pawns. Yes, you know I was even up a queen there. What he did. Okay, Harley, send me challenge. So arena, yes, I will try to create that arena. 5 plus 1. Harley, what's your nickname? I had only one challenge, I thought that should be you. Okay, he's 300, let's believe we will end this a little bit easily. Or not. Where is he from? South Africa. I believe he's only follower from or viewer, I don't know for sure. from Africa. Monkey Madness, yes, I will accept your challenge. That's not Harley. Yes, I understand that when that was a 3-minute game. Do you want a rotate game or not? That doesn't matter very much. How you want. Well, I have this pressure. Rook check, bishop e7, and then castle. But even check and rook e3 can work. Just rook e3 will protect the protect the knight from this taking. Well, thank you for that. Bishop e7, how I say it, and I will say his two pieces are hang or not. Or the knight should be lost anyway, because that's pinned and I'm over pressure. Move the knight. Which knight? This knight I can't. And okay, because he's checking and attacking more, now I have enough time to do that, because he needs to defend his bishop on g5. Okay, and if I take with the bishop, he will just gonna take my knight on f3, but wait. Do a sacrifice. Okay, I will try to do that. In the next move, is you count this sacrifice, because see, g takes f3, d4. Is this sacrifice calculator official or not? Just my bishop is unprotected and you know his pieces are for. Can we count that sacrifice or not? Okay, I'm gonna castle, because if I take the knight, c5 should be under attack, and because the rook pinned my bishop, I couldn't defend. And if he even takes the pawn and my bishop should be under attack, probably he can take the bishop, because in an uncastled position I shouldn't have really great position there. Just some pins from. Okay, Tejas, world champion, thank you for that. After 1 or 2 days, we shouldn't have anything from our voice. GG, yes, I think that's already GG. His position is very much open and probably time pressure. That's why he lost. Harley, I'm waiting for your challenge. Thank you all. Okay, let's play with him one game. I had challenges, but I didn't play with him, I believe. Okay, I won him. Or I lost? Probably I won. Well, Vienna Gambit here. D4, you can even not to take this side pawn, because you know d4 is unprotected. Opponent can push and have really great center. Then e5 or take. I'm gonna take the pawn because somehow we can't defend. Knight h5, knight g5 and so on. Can you make an area after you play Harley? And now I can't make arena because I don't know how, but I will work for that way. Nice, you trapped him. Thank you for that. Yes, I like that. I'm trapping my opponent. That's really crazy and with very much aura, I believe. I like that trappy moves. Well, I'm up opponent. Knight before, probably he was trying to defend like that, but I don't know. Omar Goida, can we play 5 plus 5? 5 plus 5? Yes, bro, we can. Find me on chess.com and send me challenge. I can take the knight, which isn't doing anything, but his pawns should be very weak. I don't know. And if he castle e6, take, knight square should be very good for me, but you know, queen d3 castle, everything can happen. I can't even castle queenside because his pieces aren't doing a great job there. And I can't push that pawns. Just I have really good attack there. And bishop d3 can also work, I'm not sure, but queen e4. Queen e4, bishop d3, I would like to do that, but you know he's overextended his queenside. Here and bishop g3 or queen g3. I believe my queen is doing a great job. I need to go back or something. Well, I'm gonna castle and f7 should be under attack. You know, that's a trap. Let's see if it gonna work because castle and we will play e6. If he takes with the opponent's bishop e6, okay, now queen is defending, but see my plan. King here, I will take the rook, knight back, another knight jump, and you know this f-rank should be undefended because his queenside isn't doing anything. He moved the knight from here, but the knight is absolutely doing nothing. This knight on e7, that's I will say a little bit active than other pieces on his queenside. But you know, all that squares are defended from me. Okay, b6, just c4, I will take a pawn, d5, I will take a pawn. That's not easy to play for him, and e6 is protected, which I tried to go. And bring the knight, f6, d6, I don't know. What if I take and knight d6? Okay, probably he's gonna take with a queen, but I believe there is no much difference. Okay, rook trade if he takes. If he not, I won't take because, you know, f5 will be his file, which we don't need to do that. Okay, because the rook isn't gonna take, we are taking and with a check. Let's check with a queen because we need to somehow guard that first rank from his queen and this pawn is gonna lose. He can't take the knight, you see his rook and two knights were hang. Two knights because I'm attacking with two pieces and the rook, the knight, all his pieces were hang. So there is no problem if I take the knight, but rook f1, knight a5, he can't save that. I missed mate, how? I missed or not? Yes, I missed mate in two. Yes, very bad. But because when I am seeing that I am winning, I'm not thinking so much, am I gonna mate or not? You are right for sure, but you know, if I know that's winning position, I don't care so much. Is that good or not? Probably not good. Yes, queen f7 was mate into queen f7 and f8. But anyway, that's already winning. Mate in 2, king h5 here, or mate in 4, I believe. with a... Because if I check with the rook, g4 should be undefended. Okay. We didn't miss this mate. Really cool. Okay, who wants to play? Thank you, Harley, for playing. You played great. Just some endgames you need to learn. Well, which opening should we play? I sent a challenge. Yes, I'm playing with you, I believe. Thank you too, Harley. We are playing Pirc defense. Later we will play like modern defense, which is very close to the Indian game. Bishop g7, e5 or c5. Everything can play it here. e5, c5. Just bring the knight. I would like to bring my knight forward. And then in this position, even, f5. In some position or in kingside castle. That should be really aggressive, but very much grandmasters also playing that. I would like to go c6 and trade, but d6 should be weakness, and in this position that should be even lose immediately. But anyway. Okay, he's not hanging anything. c6, and I don't know, probably c5. Knight g4 should be great move, because how I said, I'm trying to go f5 and he needs to go his bishop back, because his bishop is great, then the knight on f6, and because I can just trade and knight f6, bring another knight into the game. Queen d2 also can defend, but because his bishop is great, I would like to keep it as white. But also f5 is free. If I go I can bring my knight on b6 and then f5. The difference I will take with a bishop. Well, not a huge problem, I believe. He hasn't attack on d6, so we can even go c6 just to kick the bishop somehow, but is it need me or not? Knight c5, he will kick the knight with b4. That's why you don't need to let your opponent kick your pieces. I need to go now, my screen time is basically up. See you tomorrow. Well, bro, I will see you tomorrow. Same time I will do my stream. Okay, let's go bishop d7. We can trade and even we can push these queenside pawns and try to have something from this position. I would like to go f5, but because he castled on queenside, I don't like to overextend my position. We can even take with the knight, because that's somehow a little bit disturbing for pushing these pawns. Okay, and then b5 is coming. Or c6. b7 is egg, but if he takes, I will bring the rook and some other pieces on that rank, which should be a little bit hard after all that. I can take, he will take with a queen. Okay, now his position is a little bit defended, which I'm trying to ruin. e3 is hang and rook b8 is coming. Rook b8, b2 should be under attack, and then, knight c5 and some other moves. Knight on c4 is great because that's defending very much. Just you see when attacking on d6, protecting e3, b2, and attacking my queen. See, that's doing really great. I would like to trade the queens here and take with a pawn. My pawns shouldn't be in a really great, but I would like to do that to not lose my pawn on d6. He's up a pawn, but he has two forced pawns of all time here. And even if I open this e-file, you know, probably I can't be better. Well, one pawn is lost, and rook d8 or rook b8. Rook d8, I'm trying to use this pin. But knight c4, I think that should be all. This pawn isn't hang, and my knight on d7 isn't protected. Because he can some open attack, and you know, my knight should be lost. That's why rook back and where the knight b6. I'm trying to kick the queen and queen back to also protect the knight, and knight c4. Oh no, knight c4 because knight takes. Even if I take the queen, just my queen also should be lost. Knight b6, queen back, knight c8. That's the difference. Okay, I missed that, yes. Okay, I needed to bring another rook. Okay, not so bad. He hangs this pawn. I thought he would do that. The knight is protected, and what he should play. I can kick the queen and also try to see this knight undefended. Why is he bringing his king there, I believe? b3. b3 and a3 could actually work. Okay, my queen isn't under attack. We don't have to move that. Here's... This should be a very tricky position here. See, I said once to like the stream went from 5 to 12. Okay, thank you for that. He went his king on d1, probably. That means my queen is under attack, but he went his king in a. I will say a little bit bad square than d2. Yes, thank you for reminding me. What was your name? Rib Hub? Okay, I don't remember. Anyway, well, you are helping my channel a lot. When you didn't see, just I would have 5 liked, and that should be all. I think I missed queen f6. Queen f6, here's check. You can just make a draw like that, I believe. Okay, I'm going trade this, and can we sacrifice the rook? Check. Rishab. Okay, I think you have to trade sometimes, so I will remember that. Okay, let's sacrifice the rook. His time is actually running here. Can I check? Queen d3 actually can be checked, but anyway. King c1, knight d3. Knight d3, he can go back. Check. Okay, I'm doing this crazy mate, you see? Let's see if it's gonna work or not. Just if king b1, I would do queen sacrifice. How that mate called? I don't remember. But anyway. Check. I don't know. Can I sacrifice the knight for another checks or not? Ah yes, I understand that can be somehow. That also was when I am playing. We are thinking they can't be play better than us. That probably that's why we are blundering. Well, I won on time, but you know he played great. I should made after some moves, but I don't know. I'm not sure. GG bro, you played good. Appreciate that. Well, let's get these trades from here. But this last trade will be a mistake if he takes the knight, because my queen should be hyperactive there. Let's take the knight, even we could go back, why not? b2 is pressured, how can I get out? Okay, queenside castle and rook should do great job there. Fudge our daily game, I'm up a piece. How that can be. Okay, I will see that. b3 or... Okay, bishop on b2 should also do great job. Queen c2, bishop d3, 2 just very much moves I can play there. Please remind me after this and I will see that game. Short castle and my king should be safe there. Just at the time I can try to push my pawns and attack on queenside. kf7. Am I need to take this or not? But if rook f8, I believe he would pressure there more. Anyway, let's try that. Even I could sacrifice a piece. Takes, open check. I don't know. Let's see if he gonna take or not. Bishop take. d5. a4 is coming to have this really good open file for my rook. If he not take, I will take. Well, let's castle. a4 can be played. Am I need to play that or not? Or even e5. e5 will block his queen from my king side and also kick the knight on f6. Before won't work if I play sacrifice the bishop. Take... I don't know. Because I should be up a tempo like that. I need to sacrifice anything or not. Or where can I bring the bishop? I believe I can't even protect my bishop. Here takes... Okay, I have crazy idea. If he takes the bishop, I will take the knight. But that's because I can bring my bishop safety. You know, if he takes... But if he not takes, I can play e6 and blunder mate in one, which I thought I will defend my bishop with pawn to e6. But you know, he was trying mate. And the difference, I can now escape my bishop. I can even sacrifice. Yes, why not? If he takes, I will take c6 and then a7 should be hang, and that's worth to sacrifice my pieces for his 3 pawns, which is defending the king. The good move from him will be if he takes my pawn on b5. Because if he takes the bishop, I will take the pawn on c6. Bishop back e6 doesn't matter. h7 should be hang. I would have 2 passed pawns and... okay, his rook is defending a7, but anyway, that's really weak pawn. And he sacrificed a piece and lose a pawn from here. And take or... oh no, not take. Check from a8 or a6. Here, if I check from a6, he can go rook b7 or king b8. But like this, I'm forcing him to go king on just center. And actually, I'm taking the rook here. I'm up a rook. But I have 17 seconds and I have no increment. Queen a6, just king b8, that should be over. But here I took a rook from here, from him, and his king in a very bad position. Rook a6, just if he can make a draw or even win, my time is very low. Can I pressure and take? Rook c6 will be a really great move actually if we don't take. Because I would try to pin this after trade the rooks. Or even I can get all this rook queen trade and do pre-moves. Make a new queen here. Yes, why not? We can play that. That should be really crazy, just... Here. Okay, why is this not being... Well, that should be made. Watch our game. Okay, thank you for reminding. Okay, I mean 25 moves, pre-move or not. Brilliant, next one I'm gonna play with you, but before that, let's see our game here, and after that I'm gonna play with you. Can I play it with you? Protocol Hoodrogen. Yes, find me on chess.com and I will play with you. Let's see our game here. 1 minute, I will play with you, okay? Who wants to play? We need to see this game. Okay, that's a little bit lagging anyway. We are wasting so much time there just. Okay, I have friend request there. Let's accept. Ah, okay, How could I miss that? Very bad. I believe I can trap your knight. Please send me blitz game. Okay, I will accept this one, but... Okay, let's write about that, because probably no one knows about that. You see my rapid is so higher than my blitz. We have Caro-Kann defense. We are gonna play Alien Gambit if not h6. Okay, it's playing main line, I'm happy to see this. Okay, h6. I believe just lose a move or not. See, I trapped your cheeky trap. Yes, very good trap, but how I could miss that? Knight f3, castle, that's the main line, and probably bring the rook if it needs. If it not, we will see, because I have really good white squares, so I'm gonna bring the knight, the queen, and so on. Knight e5, we can even trade there. Because his knight on f6 will be kicked after trade and take with e5 pawn. Like this. Queen h5, queen f3. Not sure which one should we play. Now people will say I'm not like 700, I am Stockfish. No, I won't let let them do that. Or even if you will be happy if they say you are Stockfish, I will let them, why not? Okay, Queen h5 check is coming. You're not... you played great, but how could I do that really bad mistake? I didn't even realize I did that. A3 bishop, b3 bishop a3 if queen takes. I believe queen b7 is coming. Queen e7. Queen d7 just will block his bishop way. Queen e7, a3, b3 bishop a3 takes. At the time I can mate him. He needs to bring his queen another way there. Let's see, I believe that should be only move, or queen c7 can actually happen. I believe queen c7 will be great to attack on my e5 and... Okay, that's really not attack but pressure. Bishop removed from f8 is a great idea because he hasn't just gone on h7. Even on f8 will be great defended there. Castle f4 f5 can come, or just castle bring the rook. What are you thinking? We can just push my king side. But you know f5 is well defended. Probably we need to trade my bishop for open dead, which I don't like. Because you see my bishop is doing great job, but f5 I will trade with his bishop, which isn't doing anything, which closed from his pawns. I have 3 moves like that, and g7 should be a little bit hanging. Or bishop can be on d2. I don't know. Yes, I didn't play, just lucky. A little bit luck, a little bit chess understanding. Yes, why not? Rook e1, rook e4, rook g4. That's the plan. Just g7 isn't protected very much, only queen can defend. Yes, but his queen side is very badly activated, just his rook and the bishop. My queen side isn't great, I'm gonna say, but I can protect it. And even activate, like, I don't know, bishop a3 and b5. I will sacrifice that, but why? Let's kick the knight because I can bring the rook on d1, which is now he's protecting. But d8 is overprotected. I would like even to double my rooks there. Okay, he's removing all his defenders from his queen side. And what should I do? Check here. Can I take? Because knight d5 is doing a great job, we can even take and rook. Which rook? Rook d1. There is no matter which rook because 2 dead rooks were hang. But I'm trying to double. And probably sacrifice if only bishop will protect that. Bishop check, king f8. Can it work or not? But I like to double my rooks, or if even not rook d3, if not hang rook e1. Just the rook can also be on that f file. I like that moves when I am bringing my position in a really cool when also I am having activity and I am kicking his figures. That's really great idea. Just that when you are forcing him some moves. Okay, now I can't get this d file. Rook e3. Rook e3, I will plunder the rook. Just if rook e4, if you were trying to say that move, that's really crazy move which I'm protecting f8 and bishop f7 check, queen g6 will be made. Bishop f7 here, open check, and after some moves will be made because if you remember we played Alien Gambit. Just you see. Check takes and we played main line, that's why he has very much white squares disadvantage. Well, and that's the plan and okay, he missed mate. He played very well, but actually some points. Caro-Kann defense just when you are playing someone with high rated, you don't let him sacrifice there. That's not easy to defend actually. Okay, let's see. Let's play Scandinavian defense this time. Queen takes, knight f6, and then take. Everything can be. In Alien Press, they usually castleize and then attack. Apparently, due to loss of tempo. Yes, they are losing a tempo, and even if Black isn't losing a tempo, I don't know. That's being really hard to play. And because they forced to defend, they haven't, I know, any other move to not forced. And that's why really hard to defend from them. They forced to play because you are bringing so much attack and pawn on e6, which I will say every Caro-Kann defend player playing e6. Bishop, knight f6 and knight d5. His bishop should be under attack and also the knight should be pinned, but he castled. Now we don't need to do that. Bishop d6, his bishop can be tricky actually. Knight b5 can happen. Pressures the pawn on c7. I mean I can defend it, but you don't need to let them attack in your position, which I'm trying to do now. If I sacrifice the knight and then e5, his knight should be lost. But let's not take a risk, probably e5 now or e5, he takes the knight and d5. You know, if he takes, his queen should be lost. Let's play e5 anyway. Just d5 here, that's just a pawn push which isn't attacking on my knight because for this pin. I can even try to pressure that if he moves that forward. If not, just he can bring defenders there. King here, he can take, he will be up a pawn there. But I would like to open this file if he takes the knight somehow. He can take with a pawn because he will lose the queen. Can I drag him like that or not? Okay, if we can, we can. If not, we will see that I'm doing this pre-move. Okay, I saw, you see? I said that if I know your rating, I will know which mistake you will gonna play. And that's typically 600 rated blunder. I did that even pre-move. I was sure he will gonna blunder that. And really he did. Really good. Now g-file is open and what can he play? His knight is under attack. He isn't gonna see that too, I believe. Let's see, that's very interesting. Also queen g4, I will attack on the bishop, and also g2. Bishop g3 could be moved at the time. Okay, if I take the queen, that's not if I take the knight, that's not a pin. So let's get these trades, and you know, I'm up a queen, I can just trade pieces. Let's take with a pawn also and double that. h5, h4. Take the knight, everything can happen. Bishop check, finally we are bringing our bishop in the game. Is this a move or not? He can take my pawn on e5. And my queen should be under attack. Yes, he saw that move. That was interesting if he can see that or not, but his rook is under attack and also the bishop on g3. That was really tricky. I'm gonna take the bishop on g3. He even probably didn't don't realize that. That was tricky, right? That seems I just bring my queen on a defensive square and that's all, but really that's not. Okay, he saw that. But you know his rook is gone. His opponent actually made threat. I can even sacrifice something for that knight. What should we play here? Takes. Okay, rook d1 is made. Bishop e1, rook f1. Only 2 moves and that leads to mate. He played great, but you know some middle game skills you need to. Well, that's mate. Okay, I'm waiting for next challenges. Codman, if you want to play, send me. Okay, really great. Who is gonna send me challenge? Let's analyze this game before that. Or we can even send him a match. Let's see if he can play or not. d5. Which opening should we play? c5? Just I'm opening the bishop, but you know that's temporary. Then c4 probably. Knight f3, knight e5, he very like to do that. Okay, let's bring bishop on d6 and take it on before that. Bishop g3 is great move, you know. Just if I take h file, I don't want to open this h file. Knight c6. I'm over pressuring this pawn, but you know that's over defended. Sorry for that. I can take with my bishop and knight back to over pressure, but f4, e3 should be a little bit weak, but f4 will block his bishop. Any good reason for that? Just will protect d5, and that's really cool move, because if I take this pawn, he will take, and then the knight he should be up figure. And if it's if I take with another one, that's my knight should be pinned. He can even not to take or take. There shouldn't be any difference. Okay, now we can castle and take, because if he takes my knight, I can take it back with the knight to not lose it here. And he missed that or not. Let's take with the knight on d7, because if he takes the knight on c6, we can go on c6. But if I take with knight on c6, I have to go on d7. That was the difference. Yes, I am up a pawn, and he can't take d5, he will blunder the bishop. Okay, very good position. And now he can, because my knight was actually hanging on e5 just after this trade. He shouldn't be down a pawn. Can I go c4 and then his queen needs to run? And his bishop should be unprotected. Anyway, let's try to do that. He can even attack on my knight and make some trade there. And if it's not, I believe he will lose the bishop. Let's see that. Queen c3, I believe only move 4. Even queen e7. Attack my knight, yes, because queen a4 just, that's bringing very bad position his queen, and I don't think that's gonna work or not. Knight d3 also, I will have really great position. I don't know why he missed, but anyway. Okay, let's take this pawn, rook b1 and b7 shouldn't be under attack. But I would like to bring my bishop out. Well, very aggressive game from him. b5, I can't even try to push that forward. Okay, don't take my bishop in b7, that should be great. If I bring my bishop on b7, just very much squares that will protect. Actually, a really huge attack on king on g1. But I can't even try to push that. I blundered a5, but anyway. We don't need to defend that. Just c3 pawn can't do anything. Everything to win this. Okay, he's not even trying to take that pawn, and if you are seeing there is very much pressure on your side, like queen side, king side, no much difference, you need to defend that. I can even sacrifice the queen and push that pawn, but is it really worth or not? I can try to take, and if I take, I believe I can mate or not. Just c2 is coming and e3 will be hang. We will see that. Okay, sacrificing to go back, but anyway, I don't think that's gonna work. I'm gonna push this pawn. Well, he did try to protect, but I'm gonna push that pawn, and that two pawns, I believe he can't defend with his king and rook. Defend and then b2, right? Because he wouldn't have enough time to defend. Okay, we could even take, and you know, we have even up rook there. Okay, let's play with him very much. He played great, but some endgame he needs to learn. Let's go d4 this time. If anyone wants to play, send me challenge. Catalan defense or something else we need to play. I think that's really cool. We have really great center, we have really great white square bishop. That's, I believe, can't be bad. We are gonna cancel, and even we can go h3, just force him to take the knight, so that should be really good. Okay, why he did that? Just if I take with the knight, I would lose the queen, but let's not forget that I'm gonna take with a queen. Take, bishop, take, knight d5. Knight d5 because I want to connect my two central pawns there. Okay, c6 is defending, and actually, in the endgame, when I try to open this center, this will be protected from his queen side. But we can try to break that queen side with b4, b5, jump with the knight, and so on. You need to activate your position. b4, b5, right? Or b4, a4. Just that shouldn't be a mistake, because you're bringing your bishop on g2. That's not doing anything great here. That's why I'm trying to open that. We played Catalan defense. That's why in the middle game, that's a little bit hard to play about that. But you know, in endgame, this bishop on g2 will be crazy good. You will see. Well, let's trade and get this a file. And rook on 7th rank will be great, because I will pressure these pawns. If not b7, just everything will be hanging. And he needs to lose some moves to protect his position. So I'm forcing him moves, but actually I'm bringing my pieces out. b6 is hang, and how can he defend? Because I'm attacking with two pieces. Knight d7 can be moved, but d6 should be hang. Very much hangs there. Can I trade? He's losing a pawn like this. Another pawn on d5. And with a knight or pawn, I think with a knight, because I'm up figure, I need to trade there. I'm gonna take with a pawn, and still he can't defend b6, probably with knight d7. But bishop can take on b6 anyway. But I'm up a figure. I'm gonna up a pawn and actually have this passed pawn, which is really cool. Queen trade, and he was down a piece. He didn't need to do that. But his bishops are great, I'm gonna say. Knight c6, kick the bishop and so on. Okay, he didn't need to trade it. Why he did that? His bishop was doing a great job. He's losing this pawn. Let's take pawn on e4 because he can defend that. But b6 he can't. Very tricky move. You see, if I move my bishop back, check, bishop f1, I will lose that bishop. Probably I can't even get mate there. That's why that's crazy good move. And that's why I'm going my bishop on d3, c2. On d3 he will check king g2 and he will fork my bishops there. Let's go f3, also I'm attacking on the bishop and blocking my bishops, so only f5 can kick my bishop. But I would have enough time to play d6 and f5 check. So I'm going out with check and protect my bishop. Also king f2. So protecting this a1, a2 and a3 squares. I believe he can't make a progress there. I am one move ahead from that, and even if I pay up a pawn, just you see this dark square bishop isn't need me. Just one pawn can change anything, everything there. I didn't use my dark square bishop. That's only about pawn. You see? Pawn is the great piece in chess. Well, I'm making new queen and checkmate. Really good checkmate. My bishops are protecting all that. Okay, GG bro. What can we play? Okay, I didn't play it with him at... Okay, I thought I played with him. His nickname was a little bit like I met him one day. d5. If you take this pawn, that should be very much... You will be up a pawn, but you know, your position should be so bad, just don't try that. Well, he lost a pawn. But, I don't know, probably f5 I will protect it because e4 is a little bit in his position, which can't be easy to defend from me. Bishop out. Then if he takes, knight takes, I will bring my pieces. Just I'm offering trade and bringing my pieces. So unfair, yes? Let's force him to take and develop our knight. Honestly, what should be my elo and blitz since was these two games good? I mean the last game isn't good that much, but first game, yes. That was good. Very much than the last, just I don't know why you played it a little bit bad, just you blundered one move ahead. That's why I'm not saying. Your rating should be 11 or 1200 if we compare that two games. If only one, 1600, 1500. Well, let's get this bishop trade, queen h4 and knight g4. That's a really good idea, knight g4, because h2 should be under attack. Okay, now queen is defending, that's why we need to bring another knight. In both game, one blunder. Yes, but you probably did very much mistake your second game. Knight g4, but which knight? I believe we can bring all that knights. e3 or even queen e3 check. g3 is a very weak. If I take, I don't know. Okay, I can take and he will gonna take with the knight, doesn't matter which knight, but actually knight g4. The pawn was defending that, right? Rook f2 won't work. I believe he needs to bring the queen one of that squares. Even that will offer queen trade. So I'm up a pawn, I can bring my game into endgame there. And also that will be fork. So queen c2, we are not saying queen c2. But these two moves will be good for him. Also h2 is still defended, but I don't know, queen h3 and g3 will be hang. And my king isn't in trouble, or he can sacrifice the knight. Yes, but because that won't be with a check, I'm happy to attack on his position. One move ahead. To not lose the tempo, because if just 2 or 3 moves, he will bring his position in a really defended position. So we need to be fast and don't care about my king protection. That's, I think, doing really great job. If he attacks on queen side, that should be other thing. Because you know that diagonals are open. g3 is saying how he can defend g3. With king he can't, the knight can't defend another knight on e2. Or he's wondering some attack, maybe. Okay, let's take. If rook g2, I will sacrifice the queen. Okay, you saw rook g2, I can sacrifice and fork his king and the queen and take exchange there. Here or not? Okay, not. What should we play? Queen h3 check. King e1 can be that will be protected with so much pieces. I'm wondering how can I make advantage from here. Okay, let's castle because we haven't any idea there to just win him. So we are going to bring the rooks. Knight here and f4. Yes, let's bring all our pieces into the game. Knight f4 attack the rook and queen h1, yes? Why he blundered? He blundered that rook, okay, no problem. Knight e3, I will attack the queen and also knight g2. I'm trying to just bring my piece and also kick his figures. So he haven't enough time to bring the rook into the game and somehow defend or counter-attack. You know, everything can happen. That's the idea, and actually I will try to open this d file for me. Because there's king in the center, you will try to open the center in all your games. Queen e3 can defend with a queen and his knight on e5 should be protected. That's why I'm not checking. Check, rook d8, f6, knight back and d5. Even if my rook were on d5, d8, I will, you know, take the knight from that pin. Okay, no, that's not happening. If king move, just anyway, that should be same pin. King d1, rook d8. I have very much pots and I'm up a figure, right? Or not? I'm in exchange. So I can, if I trade, that should be even winning. Anyway, let's see how can I respond. Even king f2 I believe should be moved because my rooks can do great job at that time. Zero I need to open, but I need so much moves because that's not a joke. How can I defend, how can I attack on these knights and open? Probably how I said, f6, c5. No another way. Okay. Let's break the rook, and you know that's a pin. He will lose the knight if he don't think something from this position. We are going to do that. I believe knight a3 and check. That won't work, right? King f2. Or king d2 last time. Okay. Probably he saw that idea. What is he trying to do? Can I push that? If he takes with a queen, he will lose the knight. If he takes with the knight... Okay, another rook will... I will bring another rook. And, you know, that should be another pin for me, and I believe two knights should be hang. Okay, because if he takes a knight on d4 should not be hang, but you know, I think he will gonna lose one of that. Let's wait how he will gonna answer for this move. And let's see what we will respond there. Here. If queen takes, how I said, this knight should be hang because for this pin. Okay, very much pins, that's why you need to pin opponent figures. The knights actually are so tricky when opponent has two knights. But when they are on attack. But now that knights aren't doing anything, they're just defended pieces. I can check and somehow I will try to bring his king somewhere so I can check with the knight and take the queen because the queen isn't defended. But you know that's not easy. He blunders his rook. Okay, I believe king d2 just won't blunder that. Okay. His position is a little bit defended and the queen is doing a great job, but f6 is coming. f6. And okay, even queen will be pinned if I take that. Really great, but can I mate there? Just because he defended very well, how can I break this? Okay, b2 was hang. Even I'm defending the knight, probably he could even take that. He needs to know that knight on e5 will be lost after f6. Probably he could even check king h8, but because he can't move the knight, because also king on e2 just was under attack. And so on. Okay, we have French defense here. Let's take knight f6, just simple development. Let's bring all this. Castle, queen e7 and so on. What is he thinking? Okay. c5 actually can happen. I would like even to see my bishop on that diagonal. f2 and f7 is the weakest pawn, I will say, even in the middle game and opening also. So if you are bringing very much attack there, that should also lose. So I like queen b6, bring the bishop in same diagonal. Let's see, can we do that in this game or not? Okay, that's a little bit, I will say, hang. Or how can we call that? And knight d7 actually could work, just that should be defended. But I'm blocking my white square bishop. But I believe after some moves I can even bring it with b7, rook e8 check, or even queen e7 check. I believe I need to bring my queen from queen side there. Let's bring the rook and queen a5, just I will attack on the bishop. Okay, knight c3 will be only move that will protect this bishop. Yes, he played and knight e4. He will take the knight on d7, I believe. But that should be cool, and that was problem. How can I bring my white square bishop out? And you see, there is a reason. Okay, Sid now that's doing a great job. Last two moves, that was bishop isn't even a move. If you remember, I can take, and you know, if he takes with a queen, I'm gonna trade, and c3 pawn will be very weak. Just I'm trying to see him in weak position. Okay, I was trying to take that because I thought the knight was pinned, but he's cutting my rook from that pin. A really great idea. I was almost blunder anything. Rook c1, rook c8, and I'm going to bring very much pressure on that knight on c3, and I hope I will take the pawn on b2. Rook c8, and even he can't go bishop back to d2, and also which will open his queen way to protect the knight. Okay, he knows that's gonna lose, and he didn't bring much protector on it. Really great idea. If you can't defend, just attack or defend another pieces. My pawn was actually hanging. Bishop c6 to have this nice diagonal. Queen d3, queen e4, I'm trying to have this king side. I will be happy if he moves his queen on like queen side. Please don't force me trade, your queen isn't doing anything great like mine. I have very much plans from that queen. Okay, queen e4 and probably bring the rook on g6, right? I'm trying to wear pressure g2. Even if a rook e6, can I blunder my bishop? Just I'm not sure that's gonna work or not. Queen e4, how can he defend? Queen e4, f3 won't work. He will blunder his bishop. How can he defend? That's very hard actually. Queen g5, just rook e6, and then rook g6 will be next move. So queen g5 will defend temporary, which I think that needs to him. Okay. See, I missed that. That's not a bad, but he protected very well. The rook e5, and actually he can't push that pawn. Just I will prevent him from that, and actually because e6 is protected from him, I will try to go like that. h3 is hang, and at the time also g2 should be hang, and some moves here just can't work. This pawn is hang. King moves on h2, h1 will be great idea actually. Or rook c8. rook c8 and rook c2 because c2 is defended. He can't defend with a queen that's square and I can't jump. That can't happen. And from second rank, I can't sacrifice my another rook, and you know g2 should be open with for another rook. That should be a great idea. Let's see, can we do that or not? King h2 or some move just... Okay, you know why he plundered that? Because when he attack on my queen, that seems I'm just protecting the queen, but really not. He's plundering a pawn. See how? Because the pawn isn't guarding this bishop. If I take, this will happen. And you see some fast tactic that I am thinking. Rook on e3, let's keep the rook on that open file so he can't go. Probably he can go on c5, but anyway, I'm up 2 pawns in this endgame. And one GM said that if you want to win with 2 rooks endgame, you need to trade 1. Let's follow that. But I think g6 should be first move that I need to play. After try to take this pawn, or even not g6, why that? Because we are on endgame, I need to bring my king on the center. Also I will try to take this pawn. He can't defend, right? The only way he can defend rook d1, but you know rook c1, rook d1, he will lose the tempo. And I believe that should be lost because his king is too far from that pawn. Really great here, rook c8, take. Here, rook c8, take. Like that, so let's bring the king on e7 because, you know, rook c8, if I can't defend with rook e8 and I can't take, and rook f8 he will trade and make a new queen with mate. But if I am bringing my king on e7, just, that's protected. I was trying to protect that, right? He can take or not to take, there is no reason about that. This pawn is gonna lose, even after rook c7. Rook c7, rook d6, I will open that trade, and even if he not to trade... Okay, he can even check from a4. King f6, and that pawn should lose anyway. If I take that, I will be up 3 pawns or not? Because these pawns is hang. These pawns are hang, and you know, this 7th rank is defended. Rook peg, okay, now for sure he's gonna lose. If he keeps the rook, that should be a little bit chance, but there should be a chance to draw this position, but that's very hard now. Well, he's pushing the pawn, I can't say why. Anyway, last hope. Check here. We traded and we are going to push that when I have one pawn just, and that should be a drawn position when you have one pawn against the king. Not all your games, but rarely that's happened. And at the time I would like to push that pawn forward, also force his king to go back and bring my king very fast on that queen side to take this pawn on f6. That should be a good idea, and you need to do all your games like that. When you are seeing that's a drawn position, you need to kick his king back and try to win this. Okay, I'm gonna win like that. He resigned? Yes, he resigned. I was preparing for do 30 moves, pre-moves, and last move will be made, but anyway. Okay, we played great. Let's end this stream. I will see you tomorrow. Follow me to not lose my streams, and I will play with you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.